We practiced subtracting fractions recently, but the denominators were always the same already, so they were simpler problems. Today I'm going to show you how to deal with denominators that are different. Before we get into that, I wanted to just look back at our anchor chart, our notes on adding and subtracting fractions. Remember that you want the denominators to be the same, and then you just keep the denominator the same. And then the numerator is what you add or subtract. But again, the denominator stays the same. Now, if the denominators are not the same originally, we need to change the fractions so that they have the same denominator. We need a common denominator. So we need to find the common denominator between 9 and 21. And to find the least common denominator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out the multiples of 9 and the multiples of 21. So I'll start with 9. So I'm going to write 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36. And 9 times 5 is 45. I'm going to stop there. I usually write down about 5 multiples, and then I start on the next number, 21. So we have 21. Then 21 plus 21 is 42. And then you can think about this in your head, adding 21 to 42, or you can just show your work and add them together. So the next value is 63. And then 63 plus 21 is 84. And I can see that I'm starting to get up there. Like, this is a pretty large number, and I haven't found a match yet. So I'm going to start increasing the size of the multiples of 9s next. So we were at 9 times 5 is 45, so 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63. And now I see that I finally have gone far enough so that we see a common multiple. So both 21 and 9 go into 63. So the least common denominator is 63. So I need to change this denominator to 63 and this denominator to 63. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write these two fractions vertically. So I'm going to write 5/9, and then I'll write 8/21. And then on the other side, I'm going to write the denominator that I want both fractions to have. And then if you're not sure what to multiply 21 by to get to 63, just go back and count and see how many 21s go into 63. So 1, 2, 3 21s is going to equal 63. And if I multiply 21 by 3, I also have to multiply the numerator 8 by 3 to get a new fraction that is equivalent. So 24/63 is equivalent to 8/21 because we multiplied the numerator and the denominator by the same factor. Let's go up to the 5/9. 9 times what? It gives you 63. Well, if you don't know, we wrote it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 9s gives us 63. So if I multiplied 9 by 7, I also need to multiply 5 by 7, and I get a numerator of 35. And then we have the task of replacing the 5/9 and the 8/21 with our new fractions. So 5/9 becomes 35/63. So I'm going to cross out 5/9, and I'm going to replace it with 35/63. And then I'm going to bring down this subtraction symbol. I bring down this subtraction symbol. I guess I should really call that a negative symbol. And then 8/21, I cross that out, and it becomes 24/63. And like we showed in this anchor chart, our notes, we're just going to keep the same denominator. So once the denominators are the same, they're both 63, you can just bring the denominator over. And then the real work is going to be when we're combining the numerators. So if it helps you, maybe you want to write out the problem up above. This says negative 35 minus 24. And then what I'm going to do, whenever I see subtraction, I'm going to change this to addition. So to change this to addition, I have to make two changes. So change 1, change 2. I added the opposite. So subtracting 24 is the same as adding a negative 24. All right, so now let's think about it. Negative 35 plus a negative 24. Now that I have an addition sign in between, I can apply my addition rules. Signs are the same, you add. Signs are different, you subtract. Well, in this case, they're both negative numbers. So that would mean that signs are the same, so I'm going to add 35 and 24. 5 and 4 gives me 9, 3 and 2 gives me 5, and a negative 35 plus a negative 24 gives me negative 59. Now remember that you can place that negative in the numerator. You could also place that negative in the denominator, or more commonly at the end, people will put it in the middle by the fraction bar. And we get negative 59 over 63. Now we should just make sure we can't reduce it. 63 breaks down into 9 times 7. 9 breaks down into 3 times 3. So 63 is made up of 3 times 3 times 7. Well, let's see if 59 is divisible by 3. 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 is not a multiple of 3, so you can't divide 59 by 3. And I know that 59 is not a multiple of 7. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63, so 59 is not a multiple of 7. So this is as simple as it gets. Our answer is negative 59/63.